This is why the CBC has to be defunded. Check this out.
Former Conservative MP Kenny Chiu laid out his suspicion he lost the 2020.
Kenny Chiu laid out a suspicion. It has nothing to do with CSIS, the cops, nothing to do with nothing. It's just this one sole guy that lays out his own personal suspicions. This is how the CBC is framing this.
Won election because of interference from China.
My government is not there to protect me when it's needed.
And
actually, that's not true, Betty. That's a direct lie. Our government is not there for any of us when we need it. All of us, include all of us, and I'll agree with you. Going to stick this guy in through cheating. This Kenny Chiu guy, unbelievable.
Ethics Committee looking into that very issue. Chiu says Beijing spread.
And not only that, but they're going to have that LeBlanc guy that was convicted of an ethics breach. They're going to have head up the interim. You can't make this stuff up.
Propaganda about him being anti-Chinese within the Chinese-Canadian community.
Okay, look it. There's no way that the Conservatives can call up WeChat and tell them to take down positive posts about and then put up negative stuff. That was the Chinese government. That is a smoking gun moment. Like, the guy that runs the thing is Frank Ma. He's the richest guy in China. He doesn't give a good goddamn who's getting elected in Canada. He's running his multi-billion-dollar company. But he has to follow orders from the regime because they disappeared him there for like 3 or 5 months, like about a year ago or so, right? So this is the smoking gun moment that the Chinese government made WeChat, and WeChat, people don't understand, it's way bigger than Twitter. WeChat is your banking, it's your everything app. If a Chinese person gets banned from WeChat, I'm sure some people have committed suicide, because it means it's like the social credit system. You're done. You can't talk to your family, you can't do banking. Like, WeChat is the everything app. Like, that's what Elon Musk wants to do with Twitter. He wants to turn Twitter, it's a payment processor, it's a credit card, it's everything. People don't realize how big WeChat really is. But here's something. Okay, so this is a CBC. They're making it sound like it's just this one guy, eh? Okay, well, which direction am I going to go here? Okay, let's go this way. The Mueller report. This is Wikipedia, right? The report concludes that the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. So Trump was vindicated, okay? But this is how, when you type in Trump Russia, look at this. They got Mueller Trump campaign welcome Russia's help. What? It just said there. What? Trump denies ties with Russia. This is what comes up. Trump Russia. 6,000 articles talking about Trump Russia, and it goes on and on and on. What a bad guy. Load more. It goes on. There's 6,000 articles. I'm not going to waste your time. This is what the CBC, when you put Russia election meddling, CBC. Right? Russia election meddling, an act of war. Like, look where they go with this. Like, see how that happens? But when we go the other direction here, when you go to CBC News, we'll go to this one, CBC's Chinese election meddling Canada. This is what you get. White House backs Trudeau interference amid leaks. What? Leaks. So, okay. And here's another thing. Justin said that CSIS didn't tell him. Okay? So does that mean that CSIS doesn't trust Justin? Okay, now we know he's a lie. He's a lie. Now we're going to find out that because Katie Telford is going to be forced to testify. She didn't want it, and the Liberals stonewalled the entire House of Commons because they didn't want her to testify. And I don't think testifying matters to the Liberals anyway. They know they can get away with bloody blue murder. Like look what they did to that Vice Admiral Mark Norman. They hide and they hid exculpatory evidence that would have vindicated him. And he saved money. He not only got that shit done on time, but he got it done below cost. Where that other guy, what was his name? Mark Arnault? No, that wasn't him. It was the other guy that he was trying to give that contract to his pals at another shipyard so he can get a kickback. And as soon as the Admiral was vindicated, that Mark guy, he took off. And guess where he went? He went into banking. You know, where most of the psychopaths go, right? But psychopaths, the third top career pick for a psychopath is journalism. You know who told me that? The CBC. Believe it or not, they actually admit that shit. And now, here, the main page of CBC, you go in there, you think, you think that it would be still top election. No, it's not. Oh my God, another 150. This guy's going to bury this company. Look at this. There's nothing there but election meddling. Dental care gives the NDP a reason to smile, no matter what happens in the next. What? It's okay. So the CBC is putting out the narrative that the NDP should not hold the non-competence vote, right? That's what the CBC is saying. Keep our leader, because Justin's giving the CBC $1.2 billion come hell or high water, right? And all the free poutine they can eat. And now here, you look, you think the election meddling, and I sifted through this, all these stories here really, really quickly to see, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but I can't find anything about the election meddling until I got way down here at the bottom. And this, look, MP serves Global News with a libel notice, demands a retraction, apology over allegations in interference stories. Look, CSIS told somebody at CSIS they couldn't get a response about all the election meddling, so they leaked the story. And the first thing Justin did is he went to punish that. No, actually, the first thing Justin did is to say that's racist. Now, this really bothers me. Like, Chinese people are really nice. Got nothing to do with Chinese people. This was the Chinese government did that. It's like when you're trying to criticize stuff that Israel does. Oh, that's anti-Semitic. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with Jews. It has to do with the government. Like, let's separate religion and governments here. But they don't want to do that. They use it when it suits them. You know, it's like calling white people the majority when actually we're only about 5% of the global population or 8% of the global pop. So it's a globalist world, but we're still the majority? I don't know how that works, right? It doesn't work. But anyway, this is what they do. But when you're looking for the CBC stories, Trump, Russia, former MP, where are we here? Election meddling, CBC News. Oh, it's this one. Now watch this. When you're looking for Chinese election meddling, what happens? You get 4 or 5 measly stories, and that's the end of the road for you, and they're all bullshit. Like, you can't say that this is that the CBC is not a biased news org. This is ridiculous. Is Canada ready for Russian election meddling? Little chance of Russia hobble opposition. Russian election, an act of war. This is the kind of rhetoric that Canada puts out, and this is our state media. Like, we didn't like it. We didn't like it when the Saudi state media put a picture of an Air Canada plane flying into the CN Tower. And that was after Justin opened his pie hole when he was trying to get a Saudi national, never been to Canada, has nothing to do with Canada, released out of a prison because his girlfriend or his recent wife just moved to Canada. She was here 3 months. And apparently that's good enough to get to see the Prime Minister and get the Prime Minister to go on Twitter, not even through diplomatic channels, secret channels. You know the way governments talk. They talk between each other. But fucking Justin goes to Twitter. What a clown.